Hello, everybody. For those of you who are not aware, my name is Tanner LaPointe, and I am a program facilitator with the Schizophrenia Society of New Brunswick. Throughout these past few weeks, we have talked greatly about mental health and mental illness. And there's one common theme to all our videos: stress. As such, the topic of today's video is stress management. So let's get right into it. So what exactly is stress? Stress is the mental or physical tension that can come from any kind of demand on your body and its systems. Stress can come from the day-to-day hassles of life, such as studying for a test, working on a project, trying to make it to work on time, or stress can also come from severe traumatic events. Good versus bad stress. Stress is not necessarily a bad thing. Stress is a crucial and oftentimes a productive part of everyday life. Good stress gets us over life's obstacles. It keeps us productive. It keeps us on our toes. Bad stress is harmful to our bodies. Our bodies were not meant to run in high gear at all times. Excessive stress can be a precursor to mental illness. Too much stress is not a good thing. So some examples of good stress: starting a new club or sports team, starting a new job, going for a job interview, studying for a test. These are some examples of good stressors. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list. These are just some examples. Examples of bad stress: losing contact with a loved one, being susceptible to injury or illness, being abused, being bullied or harassed, the death of a loved one. These are some examples of bad stressors. It is noteworthy that we cannot stop all bad stressors from happening. It is how we cope with the stressors of life that will be the determining factor of our health. So what are the symptoms of stress? We can break down the symptoms of stress into two major categories. We have physical symptoms and we have psychological symptoms. Let's go over some of the physical symptoms that can be manifested from stress. Rapid heart rate, shortness of breath, cold hands and feet, tense muscles, poor digestion and upset stomach, immune deficiency, headaches, lack of energy, loss of appetite, fatigue, insomnia, and neck and shoulder pain. These are some of the physical symptoms associated with stress. So the psychological symptoms of stress: loss of creativity, emptiness, having tunnel vision, repetitive behavior, having a negative attitude, lashing out at others, irritability and mood swings, depression, feeling overloaded, being unable to concentrate, spacing out, and having anxiety. So how do we deal with stress appropriately? First and foremost, we need to recognize the stressors. We can't deal with stress appropriately if we don't even know what makes us feel stressed. We need to have positive coping skills. We can have a wellness toolbox. We will come back to the wellness toolbox in a little bit. And seek help if your stress becomes too much to handle. When your symptoms become too much to handle, seek professional help. So the wellness toolbox. The wellness toolbox contains things that help you stay well and feel better when you're feeling down. It includes activities and lifestyle choices that increase a sense of balance, physical health, and our ability to manage stress. For example, if you're somebody who likes aromatherapy, maybe you could have a bottle of lavender essential oil in your box, or whatever scents you find appealing. If you're somebody who likes to be in nature, maybe you'll have a picture of nature. If you're somebody who likes to exercise, maybe you'll have something in your box that will remind you to exercise. It is whatever makes us feel good and helps us cope. So positive coping skills. When dealing with stress, we can cope in a positive way or a negative way. We want to try to remove as many negative coping skills as possible and focus on developing more positive coping skills. So some examples of positive coping skills include exercising, talking to a friend or loved one. Sometimes talking about what makes us feel stressed helps. Painting, reading a book, aromatherapy, doing something kind for someone, listening to mood-boosting music, avoiding unnecessary triggers. If you're somebody who's bothered by the news, don't watch the news or limit your intake of the news. Practice deep breathing. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. You can count to 10 very slowly. That helps as well. Getting adequate amounts of sleep. Negative coping skills. These are the things we want to avoid as much as possible. Alcohol and drug use. Lashing out at others. Isolating yourself. Suppressing your emotions. Excessive eating and smoking. These are some of the negative coping skills. It is important to note that having some of these negative coping skills can actually exacerbate symptoms of stress and make stress symptoms worse. So I would like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video today. I hope you found it very helpful and informative. For your benefit, in the description, I've included some contact numbers if you're seeking help. Please remember, however, if you are in crisis, call 911 or proceed to your nearest emergency department as soon as possible. For your benefit, I have also included links to various websites if you're seeking for more information about these topics. Thank you all. Remember, recovery is expected.